Last year we did 10, and this year we're going to open another 10 properties around the world. We currently have about 57 operational hotels, and we have 60 under construction right now. So 60, yes. So in the next, let's say, 3 years or so, we'll be able to double the size of the company. And that's the kind of objective we have for the expansion plan, and probably double it from there as well. We don't really have any ambitions to go 5,000-6,000 hotels. We choose our destinations and our partners very, very carefully. It's very important for us that with all our partners, our values are aligned, and the purpose behind it is it's a meaningful association. And so we did 10 hotels last year, and we did our first 2 hotels in Japan, in Kyoto, and we're going to open a 3rd hotel in Japan this year. So that's a great destination for us. We opened our first 2 hotels in Nepal last year, so that's a new country for us as well. We opened another property in Nairobi, in Kenya. And something very exciting for us was our first hotel in Europe. We opened our first property in Greece, in Athens, in a beautiful place in the Athens Riviera called Glyfada. And we are targeting to grow more now in the different European regions as well. And then we are going to open our first hotel in India. So we are very, very excited about that in that region. And this year is 75 years of Dusit Hotels and Resorts. And to commemorate the 75 years, we are going to reopen our iconic property in Bangkok. I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to see it, the Dusit Bangkok, which was like the Grand Dame of Bangkok for 50 years. So all the royalties, the top celebrities, top business people have stayed there in the past 50 years. We brought that entire building down and rebuilt it. We closed it in 2019, and we're going to open it this year as a super luxury Dusit 5 years. For 5 years we closed it, and it's a super luxury mixed-use development that's going to come up. 257 rooms, all overlooking the Lumpini Park, which I'm sure you're aware of. It's a beautiful location in the city, probably the best location in Bangkok. And all the rooms are single-loaded deck, so they're all facing the Lumpini Park. They all have the same view. There's nothing on the backside of the building, And smallest rooms are 52 square meters. So we're really redefining our hospitality with the rebirth of this icon. And we've also built very luxurious Dusit residences, 400 residences for sale, and most of them have been sold out in the pre-sale. It will also have a really nice office building, LEED certified. And at the bottom of all these 3 buildings is an 8-floor shopping mall, so very, very modern shopping mall. And one of the key features of this is because it's overlooking the Lumpini Park, it sits on a 15,000 square meter plot of land. And on top of the shopping mall, it is going to be redesigned as a garden area, which is, it's being done by one of the best landscape artists in the world to create an oasis in itself. So practically you never need to leave this development. So this is something that we are going to launch this year to commemorate 75 years of Dusit Hotels and Resorts. So this is something we are really looking forward to. And then once we do that, it's going to really reposition our brand, what Dusit stands for. And coming back to this part of the world, GCC and the Middle East is one of our key priority areas as well for growth. We have now 8 properties operational in this area. We have 4 in the UAE. We have 3 beautiful properties in Qatar. We opened our first property a couple of years back in Oman in Jebel Afdar, up in the mountains. If you haven't been there, I strongly recommend that you go there. It's at 2,100 meters above sea level, so it has a completely different climate, different flora, different fauna and this. You have been there, right? So it's an amazing place. So that was our first property in Oman. We're also looking at expanding more in Oman. Of course, we want to have a property in Bahrain and in Kuwait as well. But one of the key regions for focus for us is going to be Saudi Arabia, because we see a huge potential, like everybody else, of growth there. We opened our first hotel this year in near Riyadh in a place called Al Majwa. So it's going to be a Dusit Princess, our first entry into Saudi Arabia. We're looking at something in Jeddah as well. And then, of course, looking at all the other projects as well to grow our brand in the GCC. We are also building a beautiful hotel in Egypt. We'll be announcing that very, very soon. We have a really nice Dusit in New Cairo, and we are developing something very close to that location as well which we'll be announcing in the near future. And of course, we are focusing on North Africa as well. So we're looking at opportunities right now in Tunisia, in Morocco, and that region. Of course, Sub-Saharan Africa remains a key focus as well. So we're growing all over, and Europe is one of the other regions that we're going to grow. And of course, China. We have more than 10 properties in China, and we'll be going further there as well. We'll be adding more properties in the Philippines. We open our second property in Vietnam this year, and our first property in Malaysia. So that's going to be a new market for us. We opened a beautiful, very, very luxurious golf resort in Singapore a couple of years back, the Dusit Laguna, Singapore. So yes, keeping us very, very busy with 57 hotels, like I said, right now, and doubling with the new pipeline that's coming up. We have 4 hotels now in UAE. We have all the ones in Dubai, or 3 in Dubai and 1 in Abu Dhabi. We have another one under construction, Dusit Princess in Dubai. And I think we could easily double our number here. So in the next 3 to 5 years, probably have 8 to 10 properties. For the United Emirates, like Ras Al Khaimah, we're also exploring Ras Al Khaimah. I think that's one of the great success stories, especially when it comes to leisure, beach destination. And we are definitely exploring an opportunity there as well.
In terms of investment, do you have any idea how much investment is going to be made?
So, Dusit is a very unique organization. We're not like other operators where they don't own any hotels. Like some of the biggest brands, they don't own any hotels. Dusit is an owner-operator. So we own almost half of our properties, mostly in Asia. So that's where our mandate to own the properties is, in Maldives, in Thailand, Philippines. And just to give you an example, the one that's coming up in Bangkok that I spoke to you about, Dusit Bangkok, it's almost 4.5 billion dirhams, that development, which we are investing into. But for the management contracts, of course, we manage properties for other operators, so we don't essentially invest there. And all our contracts in this part of the world, in Europe right now, are purely management contracts or branding and marketing agreements. UAE is very, very strong. In fact, for the last 3 years now, we've been consistently doing more than 85% year-round. And that includes the average of Ramadan period as well. So I think UAE, especially Dubai, probably the strongest occupancy anywhere in the world, Actually, by far it is. So, and all our hotels, we perform at an RGI. We call it the RGI Metrics Revenue Generation Index, which is where you compare your performance with the competition. And we are always running at about 120, 100 being the par, so almost 20 points above the competition. So 85 to 90% in most of our properties. That's the average occupancies that we are doing year-round. So very, very healthy at very good average rates as well. And we see this continuously growing year on year as well. Dubai has grown from 21 was a great year. 22 was fantastic. 23 was a lot better than 22. And so far, knock on wood, 24 looks much better than the previous year. And we see this trend continuing because Dubai just continues to reinvent itself and continue to outdo itself. There's not much competition with Dubai right now, right? But when you look at Dubai as a destination, I think it's the most compelling destination right now in the world. The infrastructure is amazing. Probably the best airport in the world, best airline in the world. So the connectivity is taken care of. Infrastructure is world class. And then on top of that, you have the best hotels, you have the best shopping malls, you have the best dining options, you have the best entertainment options, and probably the best beaches that are connected to any city in the world are in Dubai. So it is all encompassing. So it doesn't matter what you're coming for here, whether you're coming for a convention, an event like this, whether you're coming on a leisure group, whether you're coming on a corporate group, whether you're coming with pharmaceutical or any industry, the infrastructure is there, or whether you're coming purely for holidays or business or operate, you have something here, or you're coming with a family, you have something here comprehensively covered for every market segment that is there. And you top that up with safety and security, right? So when you put all of these things together, I don't think there's any other destination in the world that can compare. And this is the secret behind Dubai's success. A lot of people can think, oh yes, Dubai is very successful, it can be done. It's not so easy. It's 25, 30 years of meticulous planning in the making, which you can see and reap the benefits of today. So we are very, very bullish on Dubai continuing to go from strength to strength in the next few years as well.
So as the industry, how do you see the industry going forward?
Similar. We can see that, of course, Dubai already has a lot of hotels, and we don't mind more competition. It's great, a healthy competition. And I think still Dubai has room for more hotel rooms to grow, as long as the destination continues to consolidate and continues to reinvent itself in driving more. It's a demand and supply. And so far, the demand drivers and the demand generators have been impeccably executed in Dubai. And I see the same in the next 5 years or so. So in contributed to that demand, if we add those number of hotels, it'll continue to do well for the existing hotels as well as the new concepts that are coming in.
Over sustainability at your property,
Very, very good question. Sustainability is one of our key pillars of hospitality at Dusit. We take it very seriously. We call our hospitality is defined by we call it the 4 graciousness pillars. Of course, it's a Thai brand, it's an Asian brand. It's all about gracious hospitality. It's all about care and respect, how we take care of our people. And sustainability is one of our pillars. The other 3 pillars are well-being, engaging the local community, and then creating a bespoke experience. And we take all of these very seriously to intertwine with each other to create a meaningful experience for our guests. So we don't, yes, you can change the plastic straws to the non-plastic straws, but that's more greenwashing, We go a lot further below that when it comes to sustainability. And I'll give you some examples. We have a beautiful hotel in Wahin, the Dusit Wahin. It's a beautiful resort. The GM wanted to serve organic rice to the customers, right? And of course, one of the first things that comes when you're changing to organic rice, much better quality rice, is cost, right? So, and we wanted to make sure that it's also profitable. So he started to engage the local farming communities around. And there's a lot of rice farming communities and villages in the vicinity of this beautiful resort. And we started to engage with those farmers directly, right? When we engaged with them directly, kept the middlemen out, we started to procure this highest quality organic rice at prices lower than the cheap rice because there's no third person in the middle. Now, the other thing that we found out, so not only we started to provide this rice to our customer, we could also provide this rice to our staff. But then a great byproduct of this was the farming communities had never interacted with somebody from a 5-star hotel company. And all of a sudden, their whole community was exposed to that, So we brought them over to give them exposure. We took our staff and our guests to the farms, which they had never experienced. And we took pictures of the farmers being in the farm, and we used those pictures as artwork in our restaurants and public areas. So this is taking sustainability to the next level, It's not just changing the plastic straw with a renewable straw, but it is changing lives of the entire community around us and elevating the hospitality experience at the same time. And in this resort, we have a little farm area now where the guests can experience how the villagers are working, how the farmers are working on creating this high quality rice. And at the same time, the farmers are exposed to our side of hospitality. So this is just one story. We have a lot of such examples on how we do sustainability. In Dubai, we were one of the first hotels to have our own water bottling plants. And the fully recyclable bottles which are refilled in our water bottling plants, and we got rid of the plastic bottles which you saw everywhere. Now a lot other hotels are doing it, but when we were doing it, there was not many who had implemented it. And can you imagine, we saved 650,000 plastic bottles going to the rubbish tip as a result of this initiative per year. Now you do the numbers, multiply with the number of hotels that are in Dubai, and it's a huge difference. So we take sustainability very, very seriously. And we try to do it in a meaningful manner. It has to be purpose before profit. And we try to take that sustainability and then intertwine that with wellness and engaging the local community. Because these are our key pillars. Local community, why? Something that we really realized during COVID. Before COVID, it was all about globalization. Everybody spoke about globalization. But when COVID happened, what did you see? It was the people locally around you that were suffering. And that was visible to our eyes, right? Because our neighbors, our family, our friends, our suppliers, we could see them suffering. And we realized that one of the key pillars of our hospitality when we come back out of this COVID has to be engaging and supporting the local community, you know? And that creates a unique experience and a meaningful experience for the guest as well. Because at the end of the day, if the guest wants to experience Thailand, they will go to Bangkok or Phuket. If they're coming to Dubai, they have a purpose of coming to Dubai, to the UAE. They want to experience the local culture. And we take our gracious hospitality to intertwine with the local culture. So we engage with the local artisans, the local tradespeople, the local farmers, the local people who create stories and create a unique experience of that destination. And it intertwines then with sustainability and wellness. So that's how we encompass in our gracious pillars our philosophy of hospitality that we bring to the world. Continue to hire as we grow. We continue to hire more people. In fact, job creation is also something very, very passionate to Dusit. And I'm not sure if you're aware, we also have the Dusit College for the last 35 years. And we have our own schools where we go all the way up to master's degrees. Because the Dusit family firmly believes in creating the leaders of tomorrow for hospitality, you know? And not only for Dusit, for across all brands. So we have 5 to 6,000 students right now. We are working with some of the top hotel schools around the world as well. You know, top culinary school like Le Cordon Bleu, Suji from Japan, Alma from Italy. We have just created a new food school in Bangkok, which is a 3,500 square meter facility. And it's an incubator for upcoming talent who are interested in hospitality and don't really have the time and commitment of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year courses. They can come in and work in one of our food labs or sake labs or, one of the facilities there for 2 to 3 months and upskill themselves. And it's kind of like an incubator for them to start a new career, almost depending on their passion. So we are very passionate about education. And we are very, very passionate about creating jobs and creating the leaders of tomorrow.
So we have talked about Thai hospitality. Can you give us some idea about Thai cuisine, which are famous across the globe?
You see, Thailand is not about two things, the Thai cuisine and Thai wellness, and these are very, very close to our heart. And I'm not sure if you've been to Benjarom, which is our signature Thai restaurant here at the Dusitani in Dubai. And
I don't remember the name, but we're talked with.
Yes, exactly. And we have Benjarom in several of our Dusitani hotels around the world. And I can say, I don't want to brag about it, but I invite you to come and try it. It's the epitome of the Thai cuisine. And it's all Thai staff that prepare it. And we have some of the greatest recipes, our own secret recipes that we go by. And really, it is all about creating a very authentic Thai food experience. And now after the COVID, we also intertwined it with wellness. We also work a lot in wellness-based nutrition. Because realistically, before COVID, wellness meant 1.5 hours in the spa in a 5-star hotel. And that was it. But during COVID, everybody came to realize how important wellness was for everybody, And now it's not just about the spa. Of course, we are very, very proud of our spa therapies that we provide. But it's about the entire journey is intertwined with wellness, right from how you arrive, what you eat, how you sleep in your room, what kind of exercises and activities are available. We do sound healing, we do Muay Thai classes, we do yoga, meditation, because Thailand is probably thousands of years of wellness traditions, and we are the curators at the Thai company and the 75-year-old Thai company. We are the curators of these, and we have these elements in all of our properties. And we have a customer experience team in the corporate office, which is a very special team, and all they do is curate these experiences based on wellness, nutrition, localization, and sustainability, and they create it for every single destination that we have. So for Cairo, they'll create something special for Cairo. For Abu Dhabi, it'll be customized for Abu Dhabi. For Dubai, for Nepal, so on and so forth. For Japan, we create these experiences because it's very important for us as an expression of hospitality.